Have you ever been on a flight tracker app watching a plane and you see that its path is this giant sweeping curve across the ocean or a continent? It looks like the pilot's taking the scenic route, right? Well, it turns out that curve is actually the fastest and most efficient way to get there. Let's dive in and figure out why.
It just feels wrong, doesn't it? Since we were kids, we're taught the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So why are planes doing the opposite? By the end of this, you'll see that what looks like a detour is actually a brilliant shortcut.
And this right here is the image that trips everyone up. You look at a flat map, and that flight path looks like this massive, wasteful arc. It seems like it's adding hours and burning tons of extra fuel. But here's the secret. What if the problem isn't the path at all?
What we're actually dealing with is an illusion, a really convincing one, created by the very maps we trust to show us the world.
See, the plane is flying the most direct route it possibly can. The real issue, the thing that's tricking our eyes, is how we're looking at that route.
It's the map. That's the culprit. The very tool we're using to see the world is actually what's misleading us. Our flat maps are basically lying to us, or, at least not telling us the whole, round truth.
And that gets us to the absolute heart of this whole puzzle. The number one reason for these weird-looking curves is the simple, beautiful fact that our planet is a sphere.
Okay, this slide says it all. On the left, you've got that familiar curved path on a flat map. But on the right, that's the same path on a globe. And look at that. It's pretty much a straight line. The curve is just what happens when you try to squish a round world onto a flat screen.
And here's a brilliant way to think about it. Imagine you take a marker and draw the shortest, most direct line you can between 2 points on a basketball. It's going to follow the curve of the ball, right? Now, if you could magically peel that basketball surface off and lay it out flat, your straight line would suddenly look all bent and curved. That is exactly what's happening with flight paths on our maps.
Okay, so let's get into the science a little bit. This true shortest distance, this amazing shortcut, has a very cool name that pilots and navigators use all the time. It's called the Great Circle Route.
So what is it? A great circle route is basically the path you'd get if you stretched a piece of string as tight as you could between 2 points on a globe. It's the truest straight line you can possibly have when you're traveling on a 3D spherical world like ours.
And this is what it looks like in practice. Pilots are literally following the Earth's curvature. That arc isn't a detour. It's the most direct path between two cities on our planet.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, it's pretty simple. Following the Earth's natural curve means you cover the least amount of actual ground. And what does that mean? Shorter flight times, which we all want, and a massive reduction in fuel burn. That's a huge win for the airline's budget and for the environment. It's a total win-win-win situation.
But wait, it gets even cooler. The shape of the Earth is just step one. Pilots are also navigating through massive invisible forces in the atmosphere. We're talking powerful rivers of air called jet streams.
So, think of jet streams like those moving walkways at the airport. If you fly with one, that's called a tailwind, you get this awesome free speed boost. But flying against one, a headwind, is like trying to run up the down escalator. It's going to slow you down and make you burn way more energy, or in this case, fuel. So pilots will actually steer away from the perfect great circle path just to catch a good tailwind or dodge a bad headwind.
And we're not talking about some gentle breeze here. These jet streams can be blasting along at up to 400 kilometers per hour. That's incredible. Harnessing that kind of power is an absolute game changer. Catching the right tailwind can literally shave hours off a long flight.
Okay, so we've got the shortest path from the globe, and we've adjusted for the wind. But the final and most important factor is always, and I mean always, safety. The most efficient route on paper means absolutely nothing if it isn't safe.
You gotta remember, the sky is a very busy place. Air traffic control is up there acting like a team of celestial traffic cops, guiding planes along specific highways in the sky to make sure everyone stays safely separated. And that often means making small adjustments to the flight plan.
And then you have all the stuff you absolutely want to avoid. Pilots will actively fly hundreds of miles out of their way to go around massive thunderstorms, dodge patches of severe turbulence, or avoid volcanic ash clouds, which can be catastrophic for jet engines. Plus, they have to steer clear of restricted military airspace or politically sensitive zones.
So let's look at how this all works on some actual flights. A plane from London to Tokyo doesn't just fly straight east. Nope, it arcs way up north over Siberia because that's the shorter Great Circle path.
Flying from New York to Beijing, you're going right over the Arctic. And transatlantic flights are really fascinating. Their routes can literally change every single day as pilots hunt for the fastest jet streams to ride across the ocean.
So let's put it all together. The logic behind that curve is actually pretty simple when you break it down. Step 1, you start with the shortest possible path on our spherical Earth, the Great Circle. Step 2, you tweak that path to ride helpful tailwinds and avoid headwinds. Step 3, you make your final reroutes to dodge any storms, turbulence, or restricted zones. And what are you left with? That beautiful, elegant, and super efficient curve you see on your flight tracker.
And why go through all this trouble? Well, the payoff is absolutely massive. By flying these intelligent curved routes, airlines burn way less fuel, flights are shorter, and their costs go down. And that's better for the planet, it's better for the airline's bottom line, and it's better for you, getting to your destination a little bit sooner.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The most direct path isn't always the one that looks like a straight line. It kind of leaves me wondering, what other amazing shortcuts are hiding all around us, just waiting for us to change our perspective and see them?